Welcome back to the channel. Today's story is one that has quietly sent ripples through royal circles and sparked intense curiosity behind palace walls. Princess has reportedly ordered an immediate audit of Queen Camilla's travel expenses, a move that has surprised insiders and raised serious questions about transparency, accountability, and the future tone of royal operations. While no public drama has unfolded, the implications of this decision are anything but small. Rarely chasing headlines, she instead focuses on duty, structure, and efficiency. For decades, she has carried out hundreds of engagements each year with minimal fuss, often flying commercial when possible and maintaining a reputation for modesty compared to other senior royals. So when reports emerged that she had requested a full review of Camilla's travel spending, many saw it not as a personal attack, but as a statement. According to palace insiders, the audit was ordered internally and discreetly. There was no press announcement, no public rebuke, and no official confirmation. But the message was clear. At a time when the monarchy is under increasing scrutiny over public funding, environmental responsibility, and relevance, every expense matters. Travel costs, especially those involving private jets, motorcades, and overseas visits, are among the most visible and expensive parts of royal life. Queen Camilla, as consort to King Charles III, carries out a full schedule of domestic and international duties. Her travel arrangements are planned with security, protocol, and logistics in mind. However, sources suggest that concerns have been quietly raised about the scale and frequency of certain trips, particularly those that appear to overlap with existing engagements or could have been handled with leaner logistics. Princess Anne's involvement is significant because of her institutional role. She has long been associated with internal reviews, charitable oversight, and operational discipline. Within the royal family, she is often seen as a stabilizing force, someone who prioritizes the crown over personal comfort or image. Her request for an audit is believed to be rooted in a broader push to modernize royal spending and ensure consistency across senior members. This move also reflects the changing expectations placed on the monarchy. Public tolerance for extravagance has diminished sharply in recent years. Rising living costs, environmental concerns, and debates over public funding have created an atmosphere where even symbolic excess can trigger backlash. Royal travel, especially when it involves private aircraft, has become a focal point in discussions about carbon footprints and financial responsibility. Insiders emphasize that the audit does not automatically imply wrongdoing. Audits are standard tools used to assess efficiency, identify redundancies, and improve systems. In this case, the review is said to focus on patterns rather than individual incidents. How often private transport is used, whether alternative options were available, and how costs compare to those of other senior royals are all reportedly part of the evaluation. Still, the timing has fueled speculation. King Charles has made sustainability a central theme of his reign. From environmental advocacy to streamlined royal operations, he has signaled a desire for a slimmer, more accountable monarchy. Princess Anne's action aligns closely with this vision, reinforcing the idea that no one, regardless of rank, is exempt from review. For Queen Camilla, the situation places her in a delicate position. Over the years, she has worked steadily to reshape her public image, focusing on literacy, domestic violence awareness, and women's health initiatives. Her transition from a controversial figure to a widely accepted queen consort was gradual and carefully managed. Any suggestion of excess, even if unintentional, risks undermining that progress. At the same time, those close to Camilla insist that her travel decisions are largely shaped by security recommendations and official scheduling demands. Royal itineraries are complex, often involving tight timelines, international coordination, and unpredictable variables. What may appear excessive from the outside can sometimes be the most practical option behind the scenes. What makes this moment particularly interesting is the internal dynamic it reveals. Princess Anne and Queen Camilla represent two very different approaches to royal life, and embodies the old-school workhorse model, relentless, understated, and cost-conscious. Camilla's role, by contrast, is more symbolic and supportive, closely tied to the king's agenda and public image. The audit highlights how these approaches can sometimes clash in an era where optics and accountability are inseparable. There is also the question of precedent. If travel expenses are being closely examined for the queen consort, Will similar reviews extend to other senior royals? Some insiders believe this could mark the beginning of more regular audits across the board, reinforcing a culture of transparency that aligns with public expectations. Others worry it could create tension, particularly if findings are interpreted as criticism rather than constructive evaluation. So far, Buckingham Palace has remained silent, sticking to its long-standing policy of not commenting on internal administrative matters. This silence has only intensified speculation, with royal watchers analyzing every public appearance and travel announcement for clues. Meanwhile, supporters of Princess and praise her for taking a principled stand, arguing that her actions demonstrate respect for taxpayers and the institution's long-term credibility. Critics, however, caution against reading too much into unconfirmed reports. They argue that internal reviews are routine and that framing this as a confrontation risks exaggerating what may simply be a procedural check. Without official confirmation or disclosed findings, much of the narrative remains based on informed speculation rather than verified facts. Still, perception matters. In the modern media landscape, even quiet internal actions can carry loud symbolic weight. The idea that a senior royal has ordered an audit of another's expenses feeds into broader conversations about reform, hierarchy, and accountability within the monarchy. It suggests an institution actively grappling with how to balance tradition with contemporary expectations. As the review reportedly continues, the focus will likely shift to its outcomes rather than its existence. Will it lead to changes in how royal travel is planned? Will sustainability metrics play a larger role in decision-making? And will this moment be remembered as a turning point toward a more transparent and disciplined royal operation? For now, what is clear is that Princess's move underscores her enduring influence. Without seeking attention, she has once again positioned herself as a guardian of royal responsibility, willing to ask difficult questions in service of the crown. Whether this leads to lasting change or simply reinforces existing practices, it highlights the evolving nature of monarchy in a world that demands accountability from even its most traditional institutions. Thank you for watching. If you found this deep dive into royal affairs insightful, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss our next story. Until next time, stay curious and stay informed.